What's up, mother truckers? Welcome back to the Trucking Tales, brought to you by the Fittest Trucker. On today's episode, I want to talk about how and why the fittest trucker works out on the road. By that, I want to explain to you why do I choose to work out every single day, what are some benefits and some downfalls to that. Then I'm going to go over exercises I do, equipment you need or don't need. Here's a hint, you don't need anything to get working out on the road, but you can also go crazy. I have an entire gym in that truck, and I'm also going to show you where do I store it and what equipment do I use for myself. Now, I used to play basketball my entire life. I played D1, I played in NCAA tournament, played all over national television, I played professionally in Europe. So a workout is a part of my identity, and it's also a part of what I do every day, and I'll give you a reason why I don't want to discover anything early. So mother truckers, let's get right into it. So why do I work out every day on the road? What are some benefits and some downfalls to that? Well, there was a study done in England a long time ago. They had double-decker buses. Those are the buses with 2 stories. They had a conductor and a driver. We all know what a driver is. A conductor is a person that goes from each person and checks their ticket, right? So they walk on average about 20 to 30 minutes more than a bus driver. What that research showed is that conductors compared to the bus drivers, which have about the typical same age group, pretty much everything was the same about them, it showed that they had 50% less chance of having a heart attack or a heart disease. What it tells you is even 20 to 30 minutes of walking a day can have a huge benefit for you as a driver, especially a truck driver. So, jumping right into other things, sedentary lifestyle in a truck. Sedentary lifestyle is what's killing every single person. Our bodies are meant to move. There's a saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. That is so true. And that is why science shows, on average, a truck driver lives 11 years less than an average normal person. So that is the reason why I do what I do. Besides that, I used to play basketball, and it's just something that's in my blood. I'm used to it. If I don't work out, my days just goes to crap. It also gives me more energy. I'm more alert, and I feel better throughout the day over myself, and obviously I have a physique. I'm not what you would call a standard truck driver. Now, there are clearly some downfalls to that, and it is time. If you don't know how to manage your time, this can be very challenging because I gotta set up my entire gym, unset, find a place to park, and whatnot. So that is one of the challenges and downfalls, but besides that, it is the best thing that happened to me because I have more energy, I feel better, I look better, and clearly, it's fun. So let me show you where I store my gym, and let me show you some exercises and what I do on the road to stay fit. So, alrighty, also that's where I store my weights. The weights I have are Bowflex 522s. I also have a sandbag, and in the back there, let me show you guys, I have a kettlebell. And sorry for the mess, I just woke up this morning, I was working out. But these these dumbbells are adjustable, as you can see, all the way up to 52.5 pounds. It goes for both of them. Kettlebell has the same deal, and a sandbag, you can take it out and fill it with sand depending on how much weight you want to have. Let's keep on moving. Now, I did end up installing this, and this is where I keep my weighted vest, my elastic bands, which we're going to use today. And I'll give you a hint right now, these elastic bands are pretty much the only thing you'll need to work out if you choose to do so. Everything else is extra, and depending on your level of fitness, you can use it or not, but the bands are pretty much the only thing you'll need. You can get them for like 40 bucks on Amazon, and they can literally fit in a glove box, so no excuses there. I also have my sled pull, and that's pretty much it what I use these toolbox for. I had aluminum brackets before, and I put some weights in there, and then it all broke, and I almost lost this. So now I try to keep it light. The vest, it's just Amazon vest. You can take these out as well and adjust the weight to your needs. So let's keep on moving. So the bands that I use pretty much folds. I got it off of Amazon. The brand is called Flybird. They're pretty durable. And as you can tell, it's very simple to take in and out. You would just take this pin out, put it right back here so it doesn't move, and then you would just fold this, and you're all done. Now you might ask yourself, where does this go? It goes underneath my bunk. It fits perfectly, lengthwise and height-wise, so you don't see it at all while you're driving. Now, I know some of you guys don't have a space underneath your bunk bed that is open, but you can pretty much, this really isn't that big. Ooh, crap. And then you can find place in your truck to store it if you really choose to. Again, You don't need any of these besides those elastic bands I talked about. So, Mother Truckers, that is where I keep my gym, in this truck where I store everything. Now I'm gonna go into some exercises I typically do. Most importantly, I'm gonna give you advice on what you can do without anything, not even elastic bands, just to stay fit on the road, or at least improve your physique. Now, as humans, if you wanna really get fit and try to be like the fittest trucker, you do need to do progressive overload. You need to increase weight or resistance to what you're doing, length that you're running, walking, etc., etc. Because if you don't, your body adapts to what you're doing and you won't see any progress. But for most of us, I would say for 90% of truckers, just walking 30 minutes a day can show huge signs of improvements. So let's dig right into it. Guys, our bodies are built to walk. So walking simply 30 minutes a day using your DOT brake just to walk for 30 minutes can significantly improve the quality of your life. I mean, as we talked about our research in the beginning of this video, if you walk only 30 minutes a day, you reduce your chance of a heart attack or a stroke by 50%. Next progression to that is clearly running. Now, I hate running and I hate cardio, but it is a necessity, especially in the winter when it's cold and sometimes I just don't want to pull out my weights. I'd go on a run. So running is a great way to progress from walking, and you don't need any equipment to get it done. Granted, these two exercises were just obvious. Let's move on to the more specific stuff. Alrighty, Mother Truckers. So now I'm going to dig into the bands. What you can do for these bands. And I can use them. I typically use these bands mostly for the warm-ups, but then I would also use them to provide some resistance training for some equipment I'm lacking. We're gonna keep it very basic and very simple because fitness is one of those topics you can go very deep and there's pretty much no ending to it. So some of the basic things with bands you can do is, let me show you right now. You can do suns out, guns out muscles, bicep muscles. You would step on a band and just do curls. You could also do shoulder pulls with that or squats. You would simply just put this around your neck and it'll provide resistance for you to squat. Now, if you really want to get creative, once you push this through this and start pulling it like that, you can do back pulls. But if we do this, if you just take the band and pull it together, you can do tricep curls, right? You can also do single arm back pulls, if that calls for. So without going further into it, there is so many things you can do with these bands, and they're so amazing for workouts on the road because it really doesn't take you time to get them set up, and anyone can use them. You also have varying levels of resistance. This is very light, this goes into heavier weight, all the way up to this one. And I don't know the exact numbers of pounds that they provide of resistance, but they're marked when you buy them, so you would know exactly what you need for your level of fitness. Now, we already showed walking, we already showed running, you have elastic bands. Now, let me show you how I use my gym and things you can do with a gym on the road. Again, you can find Planet Fitness, by the way. Planet Fitness does allow a lot of truckers to park their trucks, or there's room to park your truck, and you can go in there 24/7. I just hate doing that because this gives me freedom to stop whenever I want, wherever I want. For example, I was in Wyoming the other day. For about 10 hours of driving, there's a stretch of nothing, especially not a gym, on the road, on I-80. So I set up my gym, even though it's 10 degrees outside, and I go work out. So let me show you what I do with my actual equipment, and let's end this video with how to get motivated to do this every single day. Let's get it moving. I know some of you guys might not even be interested in getting your own gym and setting it up on the road, but if that's not for you, you can completely skip this section. I won't make this too long either. I'm not gonna show you exercises because a lot of you guys that actually do this will know what you're doing, or at least I hope you do. But I wanna talk about intensity you do on weight lifting and resistance training that you should do when you're driving. You should adjust that to what you have to drive that day. For example, if you drove all night, let me reverse that. When I work out, I have one rule. That is, every time the sun comes up, regardless of what happened the other day or what's gonna happen that day, I work out with the sunrise. So that leads me into what I was just saying. You gotta plan your workout accordingly. If you have to drive all day, you don't wanna kill yourself in the weight room, so you get a crash around noon and then you can't finish your driving, especially with the LD rules and all of that. So you gotta be very smart about what you do and how intensive you do your workouts. Sometimes they're gonna be great, sometimes they're not. Like for example, if I drive all night, my workout in the morning is probably gonna suffer, but I still do it because that's a rule I have for myself. Now I know that doesn't work for everybody, and you don't have to do it in the mornings. For example, if you have a long shift, you can drive and then go workout after you're done. Now here's the problem I have with that. Like we talked at the beginning of this video, if you work out in the morning, you'll typically have more energy. Now, that crash could or could not come depending on your food and nutrition, which is a video for another day that I will cover, by the way. And again, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a strength coach, so everything I'm giving you is my own personal advice. I did go to school, I got my bachelor's degree in sports and exercise science, so I'm very knowledgeable. On top of that, I've played basketball my entire life. This is all I do, all I know. So, mother truckers, any exercise you do on the road, just make sure it doesn't interfere with your driving or your energy levels. If you kill yourself, like we all know the hour-and-a-half workout is going to kill you. But if you have to drive after that, 30 minutes of HIIT, high intensity interval training, could be just fine and accomplish everything you need to accomplish for that day. Now I also combine my weighted vest and everything else when I do squats, hang cleans and stuff like that. So you can also utilize that if you choose to set up your own gym on the road. But if you go to Planet Fitness, I've actually never been there, so I don't know what exactly equipment they have. I'm sure they have something you can combine to use it. One thing I did forget to mention, kind of nutrition, but water. Cut out soda, cut out all the diet and drink soda. Water. Whew. Alrighty, so last piece of this video is how do I stay motivated to do what I do? Now, the answer to that is very simple actually. Like we talked at the beginning of this video, 11 years of your life can be added on if you include some sort of 30-minute workout, 30 to 40-minute workout in your day. Whether if it's walking, running, doing resistance exercise, having your own gym or going to the gym, it will help you tremendously. Because for most of the days, all of us truckers, all of us drivers, sit behind a steering wheel pretty much the entire time. They live a sedentary lifestyle. It's killing us. Now, I want to be the fittest trucker. I want to be as fit as a trucker could be, and I'm doing everything that is motivating me to accomplish that. On top of that, I want to have grandkids. I want my family, I want to live a happy life as long as I can. Now with trucking, let's say you do live a longer life, diabetes, stroke, heart attack. There's so many diseases related to sedentary lifestyle and driving this truck that I can't even list all of them. That could just ruin the quality of your life. So you're gonna make a lot of money in trucking, that's great. But you're not going to enjoy it after you're done. So what's the whole point? So, mother truckers, stop lying to yourself, because the biggest excuse I have is, oh, I don't have time. You have 10 hours of mandatory research you have to do. Find time. You can do it. If you want to, you can do it. So stop lying to yourself. Get out of there. Get active. Get it done. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to, do you want to live a longer, healthier, happier life? Or are you going to let this industry, trucking industry, take away all of that from you, just use you as another body and ruin your life completely? Mother truckers, thank you for staying tuned to the Trucking Tales. I hope this was beneficial to some of y'all. I hope this gets some of y'all out of the bed and working out on the road. If you like the comment, if you want to stay tuned to trucking news and everything trucking related that I do, please click that subscribe button. Besides that, let me go finish my workout.